Today we're doing something a little different. We're using the EMS mod by NDev, and we're using a new vehicle. It's a Paramedic Ford Police Interceptor Sedan by Toy. He recently released a paramedic pack to go into the game and included a Ford Police Interceptor Sedan as well as a Tahoe. I think it turned out really good. Now, I noticed some of the writing is in French. I don't necessarily understand what it says, but I believe it's lore friendly. On the back plate there, it does say Los Santos. I zoomed into it, but I believe Toy, I think he's Canadian. I think he told me that, so I guess I can understand the French. But obviously we're going to be in a supervisor role for today's patrol, and the cool thing about this is the light bar. It's all reds. Being in South Carolina, our law enforcement is all blue, and then most emergency stuff like firefighters, ambulances are all red. To me, that's just preferential. It just looks really good. That was the inside view real quick. It also has some secondary lights on the back if we just need to activate that. If we don't need to make use of the full light bar, we have that as an option. Overall, I think this model looks really great, and we may take a look at the Tahoe eventually as well. Looks like we're getting a code yellow coming in for a head trauma, and I want to say it's near the pier, so we'll go ahead and respond code 3 over there. Now, you guys will have to remind me. I think somebody told me last time what the different codes stand for. I think it's for the type of response. Code red obviously is going to be the most urgent response. Code yellow, one step down, and then code green, I guess you would just drive normally to the scene. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but we're going to try to get there as quickly as possible. Head trauma is nothing to mess around with, and I believe I saw a notification that EMS are already there, which is a good thing. Hopefully they're treating them and taking a look at the wounds. As a supervisor, we're just kind of showing up on scene as well, just making sure everything's going well. We'll probably evaluate them too, kind of like a second opinion. I would imagine if you're new to the job, the supervisor might check up on the scene you're working just to see how everything's going. Also, if it's kind of a tricky scene, maybe the patient's being a little rowdy, the supervisor also might be called to the scene. It just kind of depends. Also, I imagine the supervisor would go to a scene if they were nearby, and just, go into to make sure everything's just running more smoothly, because as my wife, she was a paramedic for a little bit, she can attest that when you get on scene, sometimes it's very chaotic. It's hard to understand exactly what's occurring, so having that additional person there can really help things flow a lot more smoothly. Now, the reverse can be true. You can have too many people on scene, and it inhibits your workflow. People getting in the way, people working on top of each other is never a good thing. So we're getting close to the scene. It looks like a little less than a mile away. Here's the interior view of the Sedan. I like it, however, because of the FOV mod, it kind of clips a little bit towards the upper left hand corner. We'll go back to third person. Alright, seeing the dots on the pier. Looks like they're near the parking lot area. So we'll go ahead, get over there and check it out. Now I'm thinking head trauma. How did this happen? Was it due to a fight? Did somebody just fall down because they drank too much? I don't know. It's just a very specific spot to injure yourself. And okay, I think they must be under the pier is what's going on. I hear sirens, and I think that's from the ambulance already on scene. So we're just gonna park here and we'll walk down. Yep. Looks like one paramedic's on scene. We got one person down on the ground, a second person here, and the paramedic just staring off into the distance. Let's go ahead, evaluate him, see what information we can determine. We'll try to get some blood pressure readings, a heart rate reading, check his blood oxygen level, and they're the stats. So the blood pressure is a little low. Everything else looks good for the most part. I think the O2 thing is the blood oxygen level. Typically, I think that's supposed to be pretty high, like 98, 99. Someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Hey, man, are you feeling okay? Do you know what year it is? 2017, good. Who's the president? Donald Trump, good. Okay, yeah, it looks like you're experiencing a little head trauma. Would you like to go to the hospital? You know, I think certain areas might have a protocol to send them to the hospital if they experience head trauma as a precautionary thing, because sometimes the damage isn't immediately shown. It can show up in other forms. And he's kind of rubbing his head too, so it's making me think he should go to the hospital. So let's go ahead. We'll take you to the hospital just to make sure you're okay. Probably get some x-rays done. Yeah, just make sure you're okay. We would hate to send you on your way and something more serious is at risk. So they're going to go to the hospital. I think we're done here talking to them. We'll go ahead, run back up to the car, and we'll be available for any more calls that come our way. Just like ambulances, the paramedic supervisor is out and about. We're kind of at a substation here. We're at the Hardy Taco. We're just waiting for a call to come in. That way we can respond as quickly as possible now that we're a little more spread out. All right, we are getting a code yellow coming in. We'll go ahead, respond to that. It looks like it's going to be abdominal trauma. Now, unfortunately, I've had my fair share of abdominal problems, probably most of my adult life. I would say it started probably 11th grade, where I just started getting really bad stomach aches, frequent stomach aches all the time. It actually got bad enough to a point that I didn't even want to go out to restaurants because I was just scared I would eat the food and get a stomach ache, and I didn't want to be stuck in a restaurant with a stomach ache. So you can imagine it was kind of a cycle. I would be scared to go out to eat, and if I did go out to eat, I'd be scared of getting a stomach ache, and the anxiety would continue. And sometimes the anxiety alone is enough to kind of upset the stomach. It wasn't the best situation. Fortunately, now I'm a lot better. I still kind of have bouts of it. I wasn't actually diagnosed with anything, which is a good thing. But I'm not sure exactly what the root of the problem was. But it brings me to an interesting point, because I didn't ever remember as a kid hearing so many news stories about stomach-related problems. I feel like I hear it in the news all the time. The diagnoses are going up, which in turn is affecting more research going into studying these diseases and finding treatments, which is a good thing. But I don't ever remember hearing about Crohn's disease or ulceritis, or things that affect the stomach. So I don't know if it's just the diet we're eating currently, or what exactly the nature is that's causing all these people to have stomach problems. But I do have a lot of empathy. Apparently the person we're going to right now is having abdominal pain, so it's nothing to joke around with. It can be very serious, and it can completely destroy your life if you're having frequent abdominal pain. I really do feel bad for people going through that. So we're almost on scene here. See exactly what's going on. I believe an ambulance is here as well. Yep, got an ambulance already here. And we've got an individual. Oh man, he's just laying there on the back. All right, we'll go evaluate them ourselves, see what's going on. All right, sir, can you hear me? Okay. Does this hurt? I'm gonna touch the stomach right here. Does that cause you any additional pain? What type of pain are we feeling? Is it dull? Is it sharp? All right, we're pressing on the lower stomach, and he's saying that's hurting quite a bit. The stats are a little worrisome, so I think he needs to be transported to the hospital. Sir, did you happen to see what happened here? Okay, so this guy's standing up. He's saying he happened to just see him laying there on the ground. He was the one who called 911. Fortunately for him, the ambulance was able to get there pretty quickly, and I was not far behind. We'll get him up. Can you stand up, or do you need a stretcher? Think you can stand up? Okay, we'll walk you to the ambulance. We'll put you in the back there. We'll get you looked at. We'll probably run some diagnostics when he gets there. The doctors will probably order a couple tests just to see exactly what's going on, because obviously you shouldn't experience sharp abdominal pain like that. And easy there in the ambulance. You gotta be gentle there. All right, I think we're done here at this scene. I really like that color scheme on the ambulance. It looks really good. All right, we'll head back to the car now. Getting another code yellow call. Looks like this time it's due to injuries from a vehicle accident, and it appears that it's all the way up in Grand Senor Desert. This is going to be quite a ride up there, like I said, because for the sake of the video, we're gonna go code 3 to the scene. Otherwise, trying to follow traffic laws and regulations all the way up there, it's gonna be quite tiring, and it's gonna take forever just to get up there. Fortunately, at the time, traffic conditions look fairly light, so as long as we can work around traffic, we should be okay, and we should be able to get there just within a few minutes. I gotta say, I'm really loving the light bar on this Ford Police Interceptor sedan. Toy has done a great job with this model, like he has with every model he's produced lately. It's really top quality stuff, and I like it. It's very unique. You don't see packs like this coming out a lot. Most people tend to focus on specifically law enforcement, so it's nice to see paramedics, EMS, and fire. He also put out a fire pack recently, getting some love. It's really nice to see. So we'll continue driving. We're still, what's that, a little under 3 miles away from the scene. I don't think we're going to be getting on the interstate to get up there. Taking mainly it's like kind of the back roads. Blaring the horn through the intersection so people know that we are coming through quickly. It's very important if you're driving a car and you see an emergency vehicle coming like this behind you, you need to pull over to the right, give them some room, go ahead, stop the car. Typically, it only takes like 10 seconds for them to pass you and then continue on. Because some of these AI drivers, it is very hard to determine which way they're going to go. Are they going to move to the right? Or are they going to move to the left? Sometimes they trick me. They'll start going to the right and then they'll pull back to the left and unfortunately cause an accident. And we don't want to get in an accident as we're responding to the scene. That would be terrible, not only for us but for the patient, because we're not going to be able to get on scene and provide any treatment. There we go. That was perfect. Moving right out of the way. Those cyclists actually stopped too, which is pretty cool to see. All right, under a mile and a half away. We're getting pretty close. AI's doing good, keeping out of the way. Blow the horn at the intersection. Getting close. ETA should be about under a minute, and we will be there. Not sure how severe this car accident is. It was a code yellow, so I'm hoping it's not too bad. Up here, here's the scene. All right, there's the car. Where is the patient is the question. Everybody looks like they're standing up. Let me pull around here, figure out what's going on. Just gonna park back here. All right, guys, what we got going on? Do we have a patient here? Oh, looks like he's standing up. Oh, he just fainted. All right, everybody back. Let me check him out. Let me check his vitals. I guess he thought he was okay, and then he just pushed himself a little too hard and passed right back out. All right. Here's his vitals. Yeah, his vitals are looking rough. His health is very low. Blood pressure is slightly low as well. We need to go ahead get him to the hospital as soon as possible. Luckily, Sandy Shores is just right up the road, so he's going to be transported there. We'll walk behind him, make sure he doesn't hurt himself or anything. And looks like he was able to walk over there. A-okay. So they'll probably hook him up with the IV once they get in the ambulance and drive him over there. Let's go ahead and get back in the car. I think we can clear this scene. Let's take a look at the vehicle, though. Man, this thing has some heavy damage to it. He's fortunate that he was able to walk away from that one, for sure. All right, let's get in the car. I think that's going to conclude our EMS Supervisor patrol for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Typically, this mod is updated every once in a while, so we'll probably come back to it either when new cars come out or there's an update to the mod.